Currently, MMR uses a cloud-based open-ended document system in order to create new employee accounts and modify existing ones. These forms are sometimes hard to understand, and the process can be a little confusing. After the form is filled out, it's not immediately clear who needs to be notified and what steps need to be taken next. In order to fix this, we are going to create a web application. This web application will be designed under the guidance of the MMR app dev team. It'll be a form that is created to guide the user into what actions need to be taken in this form. The form will be tied into MMR's ERP system for use with their employees.
So for this application, HR employees are going to create a new employee. By doing so, they're going to be accessing the application that runs on Blazor WebAssembly, with the front end being Raspbian UI. The front end connects to the backend API, which is running on ASP.NET Core 7. And we're using a code-first approach with Entity Framework so that we can manage our SQL Server. And as developers, we're using Visual Studio IDE to code all of this, and we're going to be using Swagger to test our endpoints.
Once the end user has logged into the MMR ERP and then access the HR onboarding application, they'll be directed to this place, which is the form for employee information. So as you can see, there are a lot of fields, and they have the required helpers just so that the end user know which of the fields are required. So let's start filling out the fields. For the first name, let's just go ahead with Robin. For the last name, I'll fill out White. And for the email, let's just fill out robin@mmr.com. The employee ID is a 6-digit number, and as I am typing more than that, you can see the field is not accepting any more values, and that is a requirement. So moving on to the social security number, let's just put some random numbers over here, and it should be a 9-digit number. For the classifications, we have a list of the classifications that we can select from, and as you can see, there are a lot of them, so we can search through them as well. There you go. So I selected the job classification, and let's set the name of the manager as well. And moving on to the payroll information, as you can see, the administration department has been generated because we selected the job classification as a receptionist. So selecting the district location as Corpus Christi, this is going to generate the payroll, which is the concatenation of the district location code number and the department code number, as you can see over here. Let's say we want to include per diem, but we don't want to include vehicle allowance or vehicle. And I just want to review the details before I move forward. So there we go. Looks good. And I'm good with this, so I'll move on to hardware requests. And as it says, the employee information has been saved.
So now we're in the hardware request page of the application. Let's say I want an office phone, and I don't want to transfer the phone number. I want a cell phone, and I want to port the existing phone number. So before you port your existing phone number, you should be paying all the remaining balance before the phone is ported. And let's select the carrier as Verizon. Let's say I want a desktop computer, I want a laptop computer, but I don't want a tablet. So based on the information that I have filled so far, let me review all the details. And yes, I can see all the information I have filled so far. And let's go to the next page. And as you can notice, as I move on the next page, the progress bar in the navigation moves forward, so you can know the progress of the web page or application. In the software request page, I have a couple of options for the softwares. Let's say I want a complete version of Bluebeam, and for the Adobe, let's go to others and all the Apple versions. For the Autodesk, let's select multiple options just to be sure, and I also want the premium. So for the, I want Microsoft Project, but I don't want Oracle P6, and besides this, I don't want any of the software, so I'm not going to click the others. So let's review the details, and if I go down and I can see all the information I have filled so far, and pretty much looks great. So now let's move on to the next phase.
Ready? Alright, very good. So after employee information, hardware request and software request, we have software permission where if you need some additional software permission, you can check those fields down here. Some of the fields are already checked in based on the payroll ID, which if we look at was determined from the job classification and the district location. And if you need to check in few more fields, you can do that from here. And after that, we have some page for special permission where you can check in this field if you need a new credit card or a fuel card. After that, you can just review and submit. And here you can review all the information that you submitted and review those information.
So to show that our endpoints are actually talking and connected to each other, we're going to use Swagger to test the endpoints. Here on the tried out for a computer type, you can see that I can add a new type of computer, and we'll just call it Mac, and it will give us a response to a 1. And then to show that our Git works, we can show that by typing in this specific payroll department, we'll get a very nice JSON return.